The Skjold-class corvette is a unique surface combatant with its unusual design and features. This vessel has caused some debates in its own country as well as between the naval analysts. Yet, we should accept that this corvette, designed specifically for shielding the Norwegian fjords, is undoubtedly the best for the job. As the weapon detective, we are investigating the Skjold-class, the fast, stealthy, and deadly air of the Skjold-klassen. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel before we start, and give us a thumbs up if you like our video. To be notified of our new videos, please click the bell button. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel. The Skjold-class corvettes are one of the most advanced surface combatants of our times. Their surface effect ship design, shortly SES, make these vessels perfect for a possible naval battle around the Norwegian fjords. But this design philosophy also causes some controversies. Before discussing them, let's briefly look at the historical background and features of the Skjold-class. Although it was a flank country for NATO, Norway, which controlled the exit of the Baltic and Barents Sea, had specific importance during the First Cold War. So, the Royal Norwegian Navy had been operating a relatively massive fleet consisting of major surface combatants in the 1950s. Still, it could not match the mighty Soviet Navy alone. For this reason, in 1960, the Norwegian naval staff developed a new concept. In a possible Third World War, many submarines and fast attack crafts screened behind the islets, islands, and fjords would attack the Soviet vessels with hit-and-run tactics. Thus, the Norwegian shipyards began to build the Shell and Ira-class torpedo boats first. After a short time, they turned to the construction of the Skjold, Storm, and Hauk classes equipped with both torpedoes and the Penguin anti-ship missiles. In the late 1980s, the Royal Norwegian Navy began to seek a new boat to replace the Storm class. Before this program, called Project SMP 6081, the Norwegian engineers had already studied and applied the US works on the SES-design for the Skjold-class mine hunters. This hybrid form, combining both an air cushion like a hovercraft and twin hulls like a catamaran, was more resistant to slipping sideways when acted on by air or sea. It could use water jets for propulsion since the inlet nozzles were always covered by water. Also, using an air cushion reduced the draft significantly, which provided an excellent literal water operation capability. So, the SES design was perfect for the new fast attack craft of the Royal Norwegian Navy. The new boat would be stealthy and have at least 45 knots maximum speed. Thanks to the Skjold-class minehunter program, the Norwegian engineers had already gained experience in composites as construction materials, which could help reduce displacement and radar cross-section. The previous Norwegian missile boats had the Penguins with a 34-kilometer maximum range. The new vessels would have the newly developed NSMs, which could attack a target at a range of over 185 kilometers. In addition to extended range anti-ship missiles, the increased speed would make it possible to control a larger area with fewer vessels. Initially, Oslo had planned to open an international tender. Yet, the German shipyard, Abeking and Rasmussen, which was the only foreign contender, withdrew in the early stages of the program. In 1996, the local Kvaner Mandal, today Umo Mandal, won the tender against the other local shipyard, Mjellem and Carlsen. On August 30 of the same year, Oslo ordered KNM Skjold, the first pre-production version of the Skjold-class. She was laid down on August 4, 1997, launched on September 22, 1998, and commissioned on April 17, 1999. Soon, the US Navy and the US Coast Guard expressed their interest in the state-of-the-art design of the boat. They did not want to acquire this type of missile boat. At that time, the US Navy was working on literal water warfare concepts, and the KNM Skjold was one of the best vessels which would simulate the highest level of threat. The trials conducted between 2001 and 2002 provided valuable feedback. So, when Norway ordered additional 5 boats in 2003 after lengthy political discussions, some design changes were made. For example, the foredeck has been strengthened around the gun mounting. A more raked bow has been adopted to improve seaworthiness. The KNM Skjold had 2 diesel engines and 2 gas turbines in Kodak configuration. the later boats have been equipped with 4 gas turbines. Also, the machinery of the first vessel has been changed to the new configuration. A little note, some sources claim that the Royal Norwegian Navy had initially planned to have 12 boats, and due to budget cuts, this number was reduced to 8 first and 6 later. But we could not confirm this information in the official sources. According to the Royal Norwegian Navy's initial plan, the Skjold-class would supplement the Hauk-class, not replace it. However, because of the budget cuts and changing threat perception, Norway retired the Hauk-class boats in 2008. So now the Skjold-class became the only missile boat of the Navy. But 1 year later, this situation changed due to a literature change. The Royal Norwegian Navy initially classified the Skjold-class as missile torpedo boat, which means missile torpedo boat in Norwegian. This definition has changed to corvette because these vessels have higher seaworthiness than the boats and do not carry torpedoes. The hull and superstructure of the Skjold-class are of fire-insulating and non-conductive glass fiber carbon composite materials, which reduce displacement and radar cross-section. Its design helped increase the corvette's stealth capability. Also, the load-bearing structures over large areas of the ship are coated with radar-absorbent materials. 2 recessed quadruple launchers are at the stern, which house 4 NSM each. They elevate to launch missiles, and after firing, they retract. All hot exhaust gases are mixed with water first, then released from behind the vessel and below between the skirt to reduce infrared signature. The Skjold-class has a particular camouflage pattern specifically optimized for the Norwegian coasts. When the air cushion is used, the draught reduces from 2.3 meters to 0.8 meters, lowering water displacement and frictional resistance. Thereby, the corvette can cruise at higher speeds with the same dry power. The SES-design of the Skjold-class also increases the vessel's maneuverability and the resistance to underwater explosions, as well as a lower probability of being located by active and passive sonar. The corvette can reach a top speed of 45 knots at sea state 3 and 25 knots at sea state 5. With a 60 knots speed on calm water, the Skjold-class is one of the fastest surface combatants. According to the official data of the Norwegian Armed Forces, the complement of the Skjold-class is 20 persons. The corvette has a length of 47.5 meters, a beam of 13.5 meters, and a draught of 2.5 meters. Its fully loaded displacement is 273 tons. The propulsion system of the vessel consists of 2 5,440 horsepower Pratt & Whitney ST-40M and 2 2,680 horsepower Pratt & Whitney ST-18M gas turbines in COGAC configuration, as well as 2 1,000 horsepower MTU-12V 183 TE92 diesel lift engines. Its maximum speed is 60 knots. The range is 1,480 kilometers, in other words 800 nautical miles. The Skjold-class has 8 NSM-15 anti-ship missiles, 1 SIMBAD dual launcher for the Mistral air defense missiles, 1 76mm Super Rapido gun, and 2 12.7mm M2 HP machine guns. The corvette also has the MRR 3D air surface, Ceros 2000 fire control and Bridgemaster navigation radars, as well as the mast decoy launcher and CS-3071 electronic support measure system. The NSM can reach the maximum speed of Mach 0.95. Its range is over 185 kilometers. The missile has a 125 kilogram high explosive blast fragmentation warhead. The NSM's high-resolution passive imaging infrared seeker has advanced software which can independently detect, identify, and discriminate the ships. It can choose its targets autonomously. The missile does not need to be pre-targeting before the launch. The SIMBAD is a man-operated dual launcher for the Mistral missiles. Before firing, this system must be manually set up, which takes 60 seconds. Setting up and operating the SIMBAD is difficult while the corvette is cruising, and it is entirely impossible at high speeds. So, this air defense system is only suitable for scenarios where the corvette is moored hidden in a fjord. The range of the infrared homing Mistral is over 6 kilometers. The missile's speed is Mach 2.6. It has a 2.95 kilogram high explosive warhead with high density tungsten balls. The 76mm Super Rapido gun is fed by a magazine which holds 80 ready-to-fire ammunition. Its rate of fire is 120 rounds per minute. The Super Rapido is effective against a surface target at 18 kilometers and an air target at 8 kilometers. The 12.7mm machine guns are mounted on the Protector C remote control weapon stations. They are highly effective against nearby asymmetric threats. As you can see, even as the Royal Norwegian Navy defines the Skjold-class ships as corvettes, the combat capability of these vessels is similar to missile boats. They have neither anti-submarine warfare nor adequate air defense warfare capability. The SES-design has certain advantages, but it is complex, which causes high operation costs. Only Norway, North Korea, and Russia have the SES-designed surface combatants today. It is a bizarre situation. In general terms, the missile boats should be cheap and expandable. They are generally effective when used in large numbers. However, the Royal Norwegian Navy has only 6 Skjold-class vessels, and they are quite expensive. The main reason for this strange situation is that the Russian Navy is far from its old glory days. Initially, Norway had planned to replace the Hauk-class boats with a new model. However, in the 2000s, this was no longer necessary. Even the construction of 5 additional Skjold-class vessels caused heated debate in the Norwegian parliament. After the USSR collapsed, it was natural to demand to spend taxpayers' money for social policy, not on weapon systems. 6 corvettes were already insufficient to defend the 2,500-kilometer Norwegian coasts. From this perspective, their existence and the money spent on them had somewhat lost their meaning. So, in 2016, the Norwegian government and the Labour Party decided that the Skjold-class should be phased out around 2025. Oslo considered that the new F-35 Lightning IIs of the Royal Norwegian Air Force could take over part of the role of the corvettes. This way, a significant amount of money could be saved. 2 important developments prevented the premature retirement of the Skjold-class. First, for almost the past 2 decades, the USA has focused on the Asia-Pacific region. This situation paved the way for Moscow to make more daring moves in Europe. Russia has not hesitated to use all kinds of instruments, including war in the region, for its national interests. Increasing tension on the European continent naturally caused Norway to prioritize its defense requirements. The second substantial development was the sinking of the frigate KNM Helge Ingstad after colliding with the Maltese-flagged oil tanker Sola TS in 2018. The Royal Norwegian Navy had suffered significant losses in its surface fleet. If the corvettes would retire, it would not be possible to protect Norway's naval interest with just 4 frigates. So, Oslo has decided to extend the service life of the Skjold-class beyond 2030. Due to their small number, these corvettes can exist as a deterrent factor rather than a sufficient defensive element in a possible war. But Norway is a NATO member. Of course, it will not be alone in such an apocalyptic scenario. NATO's large joint fleets will soon come to their help. All that controversy aside, the Skjold-class is undoubtedly a state-of-the-art surface combatant. These corvettes are among the best in their class. Like the old-time Skjold-class, the smallest variant of the Viking longships, they can hit hard from an unexpected direction at any time and quickly disappear for their next sneaky attack. Thanks for watching our video. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you liked our video. To be notified of our new videos, please click the bell button. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel.